The final race of the Weekday series is upon us. The 20th race, second race from Suzuka. Round 10 in the championship. Championship is wrapped up. Jason Monds is your driver's champion, but the battle for second place is on. Quintis Gillispie currently holds the position with 235 points. He is 12 points ahead of an absent Martin Lauer and 25 points ahead of Mike Mark. So he has claimed the position, actually. So top two are ended. The question, I suppose, is can Mike Mark, needing a fourth place or better, secure the third place in the title over Martin Lauer? He's been absent. And I'm pointing out here, we have pole sitter Tom Waz, but alongside him on the front row is the Red Bull BMW, Mark Klap Zool. He has 93 points to his name, 6 points behind 9th place in the championship, Mike Magasevic. They will be the center of some of our fun today. On row 3, it's Rick Martel and Magasevic. Then Dule Markovic on row 3 with Wesley Stokes. Row 4, Mike Mark and Quintis Gillispie. And row 5, Jason Monds. Let's get rolling. Klap Zool has historically been a very good launcher off the grid. The BMWs lately have also been very solid, but Tom was getting a good get off the grid, and he's going to lead into the corner 1. In behind him, it's Klap Zool in a little bit bizarre Red Bull 1-2. Mike Magasevic and Wesley Stokes, 3rd and 4th. 5th place to Mike Mark, 6th place to Rick Martel. Not a great start from him. 7th. 8th for Jason Monds, 9th for Quintis Gillispie. Oh, pardon me. Bumped those guys up one spot. And Dule Markovic has gone off the track and appears to be stuck. Something has happened to Mark Klap Zool. We're going to go check that out. Was P2, now he's back in P7. Looks like he just gets wide, cuts the track, and ends up on the bumpy stuff. Mike Mark, in the meantime, forcing his way into 3rd place, passing Wesley Stokes. Tom was having an interesting moment there on the grass. Still in the lead. Magasevic is 2nd in an Audi 1-2. Oh, they both mess up the hairpin pretty heavily, though. That's going to allow Mark up into 2nd place. Stokes into 3rd. A little bit of contact there, it looked like, between Magasevic and Wesley Stokes. Let's have a look-see here. Doesn't look like there was actually contact. Interesting. Anyways, that will get Magasevic back into 3rd. Gillespie is 4th. 5th for Wesley Stokes. 6th for Martel. 7th for Monds. 8th for Klap Zool. 9th for a retired Dule Markovic. Mike Mark looking to make his way into the lead. Mike Mark still winless. He's led every race in the Asian leg of this championship and has not managed to pick up a victory. He's in the lead now, and we'll see if he can finally do it here at Suzuka. Gillespie looking to make a move on Magasevic. Rick Martel dropping back a little bit. Jason Monds appears to have taken him for what is 6th place, I do believe. Tom was taking a bit of a weird line into the first corner there. Gillespie putting the pressure, the screws, onto Magasevic. And Wes Stokes is going to get through on him. And Jason Monds is through. A horrible mistake for Quintis Gillispie. Mike Mark getting away as this pack is held up by Tom Waz, who is the cork in the bottle right now. Some very weird lines he's taking right now. It's Magasevic, Stokes in 4th, 5th for Monds, 6th for Gillespie. They're all up in this train. Martel in 7th, and Klap Zool in 8th. We've lost Dule Markovic. Magasevic getting very wide in there again, following Waz's line, and that's going to let Wes Stokes through into 3rd place. And then Monds in 4th, as Monds is taking Gillespie, or I believe he's already ahead of him. And Tom Waz goes wide, through goes Stokes, through goes Magasevic, and I think the Mercedes is our next through. Rick Martel. We've lost Klap Zool off the back end of this. Don't know what has happened to the Red Bull BMW driver. Must have had a moment. Wesley Stokes, part of a BMW 1-2. He's gotten his way past Mike Magasevic. Let's have a quick look at how that happened. Alright, that was back at the hairpin. Never mind, we did see that. Into the final turn here of the lap, or into the chicane and then the final turn, I should say. Wesley Stokes is going to come across the line in 2nd place. Magasevic is in 3rd, but he's got DRS for Gillespie and Monds, which is not a great place to be. They finished 1-2 in race 1. Martel also keeping with the group. Through goes Gillespie into 3rd place. And next up will be Mon. Tom Waz has cycled to the back of the grid. But got to lead for a little bit, but his time at the front ending. Lap 3 of 8 here. Jason Monds and Rick Martel putting the pressure on Mike Magasevic for P4. He gets very wide at the 2nd Degna. Monds gets a little bit shoved, but room is given. Heading into the hairpin. This has been rough for Magasevic. He cuts it nice and tight this time to maintain position, but Monds has got a lot more speed. Coming through, and he'll go through. I think Martel may also go through. Not for now. Holds him off for now. Dropping to 5th place. Not that these are the cars Magasevic is battling with. Realistically, his battle is with Mark Klap Zool, who's further back. He enters this race 6 points ahead of Klap Zool in the battle for 9th in the championship. If he can finish ahead of Klap Zool, that's that. But fairly decent effort from Klap Zool is going to be needed if he's going to take the any significant chance at winning that battle. Mike Mark in the lead, Wesley Stokes in 2nd, Quintis Gillispie, Jason Monds, so 1-2 BMW, 3-4 Mercedes, then the Audi of Magasevic with the Mercedes of Rick Martel in behind him, then it's the BMW of Mark Klap Zool, and the Audi of Tom Waz. Anyways, I was saying with the 6-point gap, it would now Klap Zool has the tiebreaker. He's had the better results of the two in terms of podiums, and he will be able to take a tie. He needs to finish at least. So Magasevic is on 4 points if he gets 8th place, which would be the bare minimum. So it would require a 5th place or better finish for Mark Klap Zool to really bring it into the equation. Magasevic still hanging on to what is 5th place in this race. Interesting note, at the end of race 1, Mark Klap Zool was appointed a 30-second penalty for cutting the track in his pass on Magasevic. This demoted him all the way to 8th place, which is why he started on the front row with Tom Waz. Spit at the hairpin from Tom Was. He's having a hard time with that hairpin. Has not found a comfortable braking spot for the Audi. Magasevic going quite wide there, so it could be a problem with the Audi setup. Mike Mark leading the way. This would put him in third place in the championship if he were to pull this off. Also be a celebrated first win for the BMW driver. He's got a fairly good lead. Gillespie is in third. Catching him is Jason Monds. I believe they're also both catching second place Wesley Stokes. And the other man on the move might be Mark Klap Zool, back in 8th place at the moment, but catching both Rick Martel and Mike Magasevic. 7th place, pardon me. Monds putting the pressure on the number 34 car of Gillespie. Monds would love to end the season on a win to celebrate his title. Don't know if that's overly possible, but he's definitely within striking distance of a podium. He celebrates the driver's title this season along with Alessio DeBonis in the Weekday series, or the Weekend series, pardon me. DeBonis wrapping up the title with a double win in Chiang, Thailand, to eliminate Matthew Wheeler from the attempt to become a 3-time champion. And also to deny Mercedes what has been a really dominant season for them, because they've had a fantastic core of drivers. Jason Monds, of course, taking a title. Martin Lauer, highly ranked in both title races. Of course, the man right in front of him, Quintis Gillispie, and the consistency of Rick Martel. And you've got Matt Wheeler to throw in the bunch. The Mercedes driver team, probably the strongest team ever assembled in Zero history by far. We will see what happens with them next season. Well, Magasevic has had something occur to him. He was 5th place. He has dropped 2 spots. This suggests, I think, he went off the track, or perhaps contact with Rick Martel. Could be a big deal. There's where he's off the track. So it seems he had already been passed by Martel, actually. Is it the hairpin again? He gets the second of the Degnas wrong and goes off. That allows Martel through into 5th place, dropping him to 6th. And then Mark Klap Zool coming up on his 6th. We saw that there's a pass later on. It looked like more Magasevic making an unforced error, but let's have a look. This hairpin has been the bane of the Audis, or that's not the hairpin. Yeah, it just gets a little bit wide, overcorrects, ends up on the grass, and spins it around. Manages to prevent himself from spinning, but loses a lot of ground in the process. Mark's still leading the way. Looks like more of a fight for 2nd place, maybe, than the lead. I think Mark's he's in control, but we did say that in Thailand, and it did not pan out that way. So this is far from over. We are on lap 6 of 8, so 3 laps of a very long circuit. Jason Monds, Season 3 champion, still putting the pressure on Quintis Gillispie, looking to get up onto the podium to celebrate his title season with on top of the podium. And of course, we know from from one race ago, Quintis Gillispie is going to be the runner-up this season. The battle for 3rd place is still on. Mike Mark would currently bringing that home over Martin Lauer, who is absent, and I think largely, the way this race has gone, I think we can probably count on Mark to be able to pull that third place off. Whether it's just a question of, can he get that elusive maiden win? He's been incredibly fast throughout this Asian leg of the championship. Oh, Gillespie gets a little bit wide there, and Monds gets up on the inside. That is going to turn into the outside in the next turn, though, so I'd say there's still a... Oh! The Mercedes is getting a little out of shape there, running side by side. And Quintis Gillispie, I was going to say held it, but he's gone off the track. Oh, what heartbreak. Monds is up onto the podium. Rick Martel, I don't think, is really close enough to really put any pressure on Gillespie at this time. His bigger problem is the 6th place car of Mark Klap Zool, who is looking to climb up higher because, 9th place in the championship is at stake for him, and bragging rights against Magasevic. These two have had a fiery rivalry involving a lot of contact with the cars and just battling each other almost every round. Coming out on top, I believe, would mean a lot to both men. Speaking of which, Klap Zool's on the attack on Rick Martel, and not a lot of love lost between these two as well. You can only look back to Bathurst earlier this season for the blocking incident between these two that led to a reformatting of the Zero Racing rules. And certainly you would think that Rick Martel would be loath to allow Mark Klap Zool through. Loath to allow anyone through, but specifically there's a heated rivalry here at stake. And Tom Waz appears to have a problem. He's dropped down a lap to the top 4. Hopefully he gets out of the way here, because this battle for 5th place is raging. And he'll go wide at the Degnas. Oh, but Martel may have been suckered into going wide himself. Let's have a look at this. We're going to watch this from the onboard view. On the bumper cam of Mark Klap Zool. Here we go. Got the spot back again. So we're entering the Degnas here. We see Martel go to the... Oh, Martel got very wide. Just opens the door, and I hope that lap traffic did not play a role in that. I hope that wasn't a braking moment that was meant to try and get around the lap car, because it looked like Waz was going to give the spot up freely. He went very wide in the Degnas. Left more than enough room for Martel to get through. And that is 5th place for Mark Klap Zool. That puts him on 10 points for this race. It puts Mike Magasevic on 6. The gap, do recall, is 6, so it's only a 2-pointer. If he can catch up to Quintis Gillispie, and that's a big if, because the Mercedes is very far up the road, he has a shot at winning this duel with the number 99 car. Mike Mark's still in the lead, holding it into what is, I believe this is the last lap. It is indeed. He is leading in the last lap, and Wesley Stokes needs to worry more about the car behind him than his BMW brand mate ahead of him. So cross your fingers, cross your T's, dot your I's. Mike Mark might be bringing it home. Finally, a long-awaited first win. Question is now, who will finish in 2nd place? Jason Monds, Race 1 winner and driver's champion, is absolutely putting the screws to Wesley Stokes right now. I believe Tom Waz is officially down a lap to the entire field at this point. It looks like the pressure's let up a little bit. Stokes has got a little bit of breathing room. Would be a BMW 1-2, perhaps? I don't know if this is the first time that would have ever happened. I know we were teased at Chang, but just as I was saying that, I totally gave the caster's curse as Jason Monds goes down the inside and will secure second place at 1080R. Mike Mark clearing the final turn and comes across to take his maiden 0 victory. It is at the very end of the season, but it will get him third in the standings. Jason Monds is second. Wesley Stokes is third. Quintis Gillispie is going to come across the line in fourth, celebrating a runner-up position that he is familiar with. He, of course, was the runner-up in Season 1 to Rick Martel. Mark Klap Zool is going to come around in fifth place. I don't think that's enough to get his goals established, though. And in sixth place is going to be Rick Martel, who dropped a fair bit off of Klap Zool. Didn't have the speed, it seems. So you gotta feel for the man. He got passed under a weird circumstance. There was some lapped traffic involved. Mike Magasevic is seventh, and speaking of that lap traffic, Tom Was is going to come home to complete his race. A lap down on everybody, completing just 7 laps of Suzuka. That is the season. Congratulations to Jason Monds on his title. Congratulations on Mercedes for a dominant display. And congratulations to everybody who took part in Zero Racing Season 3, the Weekday Series.